Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new. I'm Libby. Today I'm going to be doing my October wrap up for you guys. Um, I only have 3 of the books physically because the rest of the books I read from my library. So I read a total of, let's see, 13 books in October, but I started 2 more and I haven't finished those yet. So, the first book I read in October was Hemlock by Kathleen Peacock. This is a reread for me. Excuse me. I've read this a couple times before. This follows our main character, Mackenzie, who lives with her cousin Tessa after her father abandoned her when she's a child. So, she lives in this small town called Hemlock, and there is a outrageous breakout for Lupin syndrome. They call it LP. So, but in the beginning of this book, Mackenzie's best friend is murdered by a white wolf. So they say. And then her best friend is haunting Mackenzie in her dreams, warning her about what's coming and in the future. So, there's a bit of mystery going on in this book, but if you like werewolves, then you will definitely like this little take on them. I enjoyed it. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I finished, I don't have physically, is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This book took me by surprise. I wasn't sure that I was gonna like it, but I ended up loving it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was really good, but it's also hard to explain what it's about because of all the military war stuff going on and all of the politics that are going on in that book as well. But I did enjoy it, to say the least. The next book I finished was Conceal Don't Feel. I think that's by Liz Braswell. I'm not sure. It's one of the Twisted Tales books. Those books are written by, I think, 3 different authors. So, Conceal Don't Feel follows Anna and Elsa, and basically, in this twisted take, Elsa and Anna don't know each other like we know in the movies. So, I enjoyed that one. I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I DNF'd one book, which was Mirror Mirror. Can't remember the author's name for this one, but I forgot how slow the Snow White tale is. And this one was based on Snow White, and it was really slow. So I DNF'd it and ended up giving it 1 star. Then I read The Train to Impossible Places by P.G. Bell. I really enjoyed that middle grade. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. This middle grade follows our main character, who I can't remember her name, but she hears things in the middle of the night that she's not supposed to hear, and she gets up and investigates, and she realizes that there are train tracks on the floor in our hallway of our home. And then the train starts, she meets the conductor of the train and everything, and then as the train starts rolling, she decided very last minute to hop on it, and she discovers that there is another new place that she didn't know existed before. So she helps delivers all of these packages and learns a lot on the train. So I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. I have the second book on hold at my library, which I'm hoping to go pick up this weekend. Then I read Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I really enjoyed that one. I gave that a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This one reminded me a lot of Six of Crows because of the gang aspect, the setting, the danger aspects of it, and it all revolves around a dangerous card game, which was really neat to read about. So I enjoyed that one. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then I finally read it after years of putting it off, after years of loving and enjoying the movie. I finally read Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I gave that, obviously, a 5 out of 5 stars. I love that one. This is follows our main character, Sophie, who is she makes hats, and then she gets a mysterious visit from an old woman, and then the old woman turns out to be a witch, and she puts a spell on Sophie to turn her into an old witch. And then Sophie one day goes out for a walk, and then she finds a mysterious scarecrow sticking out from one of the bushes and pulls him out. And then the scarecrow starts hopping away. That is when she meets Howl, who is our hero basically in the book and along in the movie. And he's a wizard, and he helps Sophie and Sophie helps him. So it's amazing. If you haven't read the book nor watched the movie yet, I would highly recommend you do. So yeah. Then I read Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix. I buddy read this with my friend Drew. I think we both gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. The ending took me by surprise. Um, so I can't really say too much because it is the second book, but let's just say I enjoyed it. So there's that. Then I finished another series this month of October. I finished Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I had 5 5-star reads this month, which is crazy. But I finished the series. I'm sad that it's over. I loved how everything wrapped up. The shocking reveal on who the actual Jack the Ripper was insane. Did not see that coming from a mile. But I really did enjoy this story. I'm definitely gonna have to reread this series soon. And I might just push it on my mother to read it. So 5 out of 5 stars for Capturing the Devil. Loved it. Then I finished a second book, which is Thornhill by Kathleen Peacock. This is the sequel to Hemlock. This takes place where the first one leaves off. And I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. So I'm not going to talk much more about the series. I'm hoping to read Willow Grove in November. Then I listened to an audiobook. I listened to After the End by Amy Plum, which is a dystopian, and I actually really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's definitely hard to describe what it's about. So if I can remember, I will link the Goodreads page for it down below. I started Three Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake, but I had to put that one down because the book is just so slow. I felt I was getting into a reading slump, so I got about almost halfway through and I had to put it down because of how slow that book is, but hopefully I will get back to it sometime soon. Then I finished Tarnished Are the Stars by Rosie Thor. I listened to this on audio. I actually really enjoyed this sci fi, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Again, with this one, it's also hard to explain what it's about, so if I have time when I upload this before I go to work this morning, I will link group, the Goodreads page down below. I also started Crier's War, but I have not finished that yet, so I'm hoping to this month of November. The last book I read in October was Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I enjoyed that romance. It was a little slow, so I had to get the audiobook and finish it off. Listening to it, I gave that a 3 out of 5 stars. So, yeah. So, as you can tell, I read a lot of library books in the month of October. So, all in all, I had a decent reading month. It was better than September. Let me know down below what you guys read in the month of October. I would love to know. Excuse me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.